Heartbreaking. Amy's tears after Zach forces her to choose. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Introduction. The shocking rift no one saw coming. Fans of Little People, Big World, LPBW, have watched Amy Roloff navigate countless challenges over nearly 2 decades in the public eye. From her divorce from Matt Roloff, to the complexities of dating again with Chris Marek, to watching her children grow into adulthood. But nothing prepared viewers for the emotional storm that erupted when Zach Roloff, Amy's only son who still maintained close ties with her, allegedly gave her an ultimatum. Choose between him and another family connection. Whispers of this confrontation have sent shockwaves through the LPBW fandom. For a woman known for her compassion, loyalty, and desire to keep her family united, being forced into such a decision was nothing short of devastating. This is the story of how a once-loving mother-son bond reached breaking point, leaving Amy in tears, and the family forever chaw. Amy Roloff has always described motherhood as her proudest role. Through the years, her relationship with each of her 4 children, twins Jeremy and Zach, daughter Molly, and youngest son Jacob, has had its own unique challenges. When Zach married Tori and started his own family, Amy made every effort to be the ever-present grandmother. She hosted birthday parties, came to soccer games, and showered her grandkids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, with love. But underneath the smiles, tensions were brewing in the Roloff clan. The Roloff farm feud had already caused rifts, and Amy often found herself caught between her children and her ex-husband. Zach's feelings toward Matt were complicated at best, and the tension only grew after Zach and Tori's failed attempt to buy part of the farm. It's within this climate of suspicion, resentment, and hurt feelings that the emotional confrontation took place. Sources close to the family recall that the fateful day began like any other. Amy had planned to visit Zach and Tori to drop off homemade treats for the kids and talk about plans for the upcoming holiday season. But when she arrived, the atmosphere felt tense. "Mom, we need to talk," Zach reportedly said, his tone firm. "Of course, honey. Is everything okay?" Amy asked, sensing something was wrong. What came next left Amy stunned. Zach allegedly told her that her frequent visits to the farm and her willingness to participate in events involving Matt and Karen felt like a betrayal. He wanted her to either distance herself from Matt and Karen or risk losing her close involvement with his family. For Amy, this was like asking her to cut off a part of hers. Zach's exact words remain private, but insiders claim his message was clear. "Mom, I need to know whose side you're on. You can't keep acting like nothing's wrong with Dad after what happened with the farm. It's not fair to us." Amy's heart sank. She had been here before, caught in the middle of a Roloff conflict, asked to choose loyalty to one side over the other. To Amy, family was never about choosing sides. It was about finding ways to remain connected despite differences. But for Zach, the wounds of the past farm dispute were still raw. He saw Amy's cordial relationship with Matt as a sign she was ignoring his pain. This was no small request. It was a demand that could permanently change the way Amy related to her son and grandchildren. The conversation quickly turned emotional. Amy tried to explain her perspective. "Zach, you're my son. I love you, but your dad is still family. I can't erase him from my life completely." "You don't get it, Mom. Every time you smile and chat with him like nothing happened, it feels like you're taking his side." By this point, Amy's eyes were brimming with tears. The idea of being forced to choose between her child and her own sense of fairness was almost unbearable. She retreated to the kitchen, where she stood silently, hands trembling, trying to hold herself together. The sound of her crying filled the house, a raw, unfiltered grief that came from years of tension finally boiling over. Later that day, Amy confided in her husband, Chris Marek, about the confrontation. Chris, ever the voice of reason, reminded her that boundaries in family disputes can be tricky. But no one should be forced to abandon important relationships out of pressure. Ames, I know you love Zach, but love doesn't mean letting someone dictate every relationship you have. You've been through enough heartache, Chris said gently. Still, Amy couldn't shake the image of Zach's disappointed face. Would standing her ground mean losing time with her grandchildren? When whispers of the mother-son standoff leaked to LPBW fan pages, social media erupted. Some fans sided with Zach, saying a mother should put her child's emotional needs above her relationship with an ex-husband who had caused hurt. Others felt Zach was being unfair, noting that forcing a parent to choose is a dangerous path that can deepen family fracture. I adore Zach, but this is crossing a line. Amy has every right to have peace with everyone. Amy is always the peacemaker. Maybe Zach doesn't realize how lucky he is. No one wins when ultimatums are involved. In the weeks that followed, Amy reportedly kept a low profile. She still saw her grandkids, but avoided situations that might trigger another confrontation. At the same time, her public appearances with Matt and Karen became noticeably less frequent, perhaps a subtle attempt to ease Zach's concerns without fully giving in to his demands. But the emotional toll was clear. Friends described Amy as more subdued and preoccupied, often lost in thought. Those who followed LPBW closely know this isn't the first time Amy has been caught in the middle. From Jacob's public criticisms of the show, to Jeremy's decision to distance himself from the farm drama, to Molly's preference for privacy, Amy has had to walk a tightrope to maintain connections. But this incident with Zach felt different, more personal, more painful. Perhaps because it came not from a distant disagreement, but from her closest ongoing bond. In the end, Amy refused to fully choose as Zach had demanded. She explained that her love for him was unconditional, but so was her belief in maintaining ties with the entire family. The tension hasn't disappeared, and maybe it never will. But Amy hopes that time will heal the raw emotions on both sides. Family isn't about taking sides, she told a friend. It's about showing up even when it's messy. The heartbreak of that day lingers,